Last week I dropped a creation I made in 2018 then forgot about. Inside of that was Batman Escape from Gotham, a studio tour ride with 11 fully custom screens. And tonight I'll be showing you how everything was done, from the ride setup and layout to how I filmed the custom screens with the last remaining saves I have showing its creation. So hopefully when I'm done you can create something like this in Planet Coaster 2. I'll have timestamps to help you jump to what you need, but first let's look at the blueprint itself. By of course doing my favourite thing with rides, and that's popping the hood. Let's go. So this is the full ride by itself. Batman Escape from Gotham, and as you can see, for the OG Planet Coaster players who remember, we used to have to keep blueprints under a 4,000 piece limit to even upload them to the workshop, so I was always proud to get things under budget, as I used to call it. But it's funny now with Planet Coaster 2's 10,000 piece limit and how we struggle to get things under that limit now, so imagine it back then. But for those who know, Movie World on the Gold Coast was revamping an old Wild West area of the park, and rumours were circulating that it was a DC area, so of course I got to work thinking, hey, Movie World will hire me if I do a good job, so let's build a ride. And this was before my 100 episodes recreating the park, so take that into consideration, but it's funny to think that the new area has opened and closed by the making of this video, so maybe you should hire me, Movie World. Anyways, after I worked out the story beats I wanted to hit, with Batman asking guests to help capture the Joker. Like every other story really, but let's go over it. Guests arrive at the GCPD, where it's no longer safe in this city as the Joker has put a bounty on your head, so the police will escort you out through the old subway tunnels. Once in there, it's all a trap as the Joker forces you to drive through the city itself while he chases you. It takes a weird turn where Batman asks for your help to find the Joker's toxin while he tracks down the Clown Prince himself, but we end up in the Batcave recreating the famous waterfall jump, and then end up in Arkham finding the toxin. So then, as we barely make it out alive, Batman saves the day and you arrive back at the GCPD. Real simple. Okay, so to show off mostly how I film these shows, it's going to look very messy for this next part, but as you can see, there's multiple different parts of the whole ride here that we pretty much use multiple times in different parts of the set. So I'll probably come back to certain things at certain points and then highlight other things just to try and keep everything in the order of the ride, as you can see. So pretty much when you enter the GCPD, you take the elevator down. Now this is achieved by I'm not sure whether to do this at night or daytime, so we'll just practice at night first. It's just a drop ride inside of it. So I've literally just built the GCPD that you will drive into. You have your show elements going, and if we press go, let's get back around this side while it raises. And then, as you can see, is when it goes up, it obviously won't spin on the way down, but you can use whatever one you want to for this. But pretty much the ride will come in, and then all I've got to do is just edit what the camera sees. So there you go. Easy, real simple. You have your elevator. That's literally it. And then obviously we have the other side of the screen is you just rotate your camera that way, and then you have that set up. So that's pretty much how you cheat to do it. Initially I was going to do a frontward facing camera, so that's why I have these all set up, but you literally only need to build stuff where you know what the camera is going to see and what it's not going to see. So yeah, it's real cool to be able to do stuff like that. And obviously you can see Gotham in the background of how that's all set up. Sadly, as I said, this is a very old save. This was made in 2018. I think I've got it written down. Yeah, so this was starting to be built in 2018 when I first built this ride. So I don't have that many parts of the save, and obviously as you can see I have the finale set up, so it's confusing with what's here and what's not. But as you can see, when the second part after the elevator goes down, you enter the subway. I had a coaster set up here that would go underneath into this tunnel, and then it would be the reveal to Gotham. So you can see we have the, oops, I'll get rid of this, left side and the right side camera, and then as you can imagine, it's filming on one side, filming on the other, setting up little show elements as we go along, little things that you might see. but you can see where the old track used to be for this, because obviously I had to delete all this when I was building the finale section. So you're pretty much seeing just the last little glimpses of what's going on here. So you can see the reveal that happened in the city. There's a train that comes out this tunnel and crashes. Helicopters going around. The bat symbol is just on a billboard. That's real easy to explain. And then just different things happening around the city as it goes down this track. Obviously the train comes down and crashes here. I'll see if I can find the sequences and stuff. Oh, I might have it here. We'll see what this does. Okay, so that's for the explosion of when the train comes down. Just all different effects that you'll play around with over and over again of what works around the camera and what attacks. But the track comes down here, crashes in through the wall, and then this is where the original underground section of the highway was. So yeah, that's all deleted for the finale that we'll go over in a second. But if you're wondering how I film my rides, I might go to the daytime for a second. When I film my rides, I normally use a coaster custom, and it really just depends on what you want to use it for, as in what you're filming, whether you need to speed up or slow down. I mainly use these because you can pretty much control what's going on at multiple times. But we'll just do a test here. So if you can imagine, if say, well, this is a good example, this is like a trial of how I'll set up how the screens would look. So I had to work out what can the camera see, what can't it see. So I literally knew I needed a left and a right, and then in some situations I needed a front. So the front was pretty easy, you just use the faceward forward camera for the ride. But for these shots, I'll pause it once we get up here. I would literally just film it using this, and I'll just turn it this way, and I would film like this on this side, then I would go to the other side and film it that way. That is literally all I would do. And then when I would have the front facing cameras, I would use this. So real easy way to film, and real easy way to keep track of what's going on, to make sure that you're progressing in your shows and such. But it's a lot different now with the new coasters that we use, but I'm just pretty much showing you like how I did Batman Escape from Gotham. That's all that this point is. But you can see all the different story beats that I was going to. Like, you're initially going to meet Poison Ivy, who I had here, and she had her whole thing set up. If I can find the sequencer for that, which is weird. But you can see it's just building stuff where you know the camera was going to be. So obviously we knew the camera was going to be here. So we have little poison things here that were going to shoot out at the guests. And then you obviously had her, which would be on this side of the screen. If I can find, maybe there's a sequencer that it's linked to. Let's have a look. This is more the raw part of the build. Oh, here it is out the back. Let's see. We might go to nighttime to see what I planned for it. Well, look at that. See? It's all about lighting in Planet Coaster. You can do a really good job at lighting. So you would arrive and you'd be like, huh, then plants are moving. And then I think we reveal her. Yes. Okay, yeah. So you would see her, and then the gas comes out and gets gas. And that was going to be more on the bandwagon of different villains rather than the Joker. But as I said, we all end up back just with the Joker because it's just an easier villain to work with. This is the Batcave, I'm pretty sure. So you can see that, like, I just build little things and then it's literally just layering stuff on top of each other. But we'll go to the Batcave scene before we get to the finale. So this is my entrance to Arkham set, and as you can see, if you've watched the video of the ride itself, especially the trailer, there's a lot of trailer things that I was obviously filming after I've built the ride, so that's replaced a lot of the tracks that I had. So we'll pretty much just go through as if the track was there. But you can pretty much see that the coaster used to sit back here, and then it would swing left, and then that's how we were entering the Batcave, was you would come in here, and you're pretty much, as I said, only filming what you know you're going to see. So for things like this, entering the Batcave in the dark, and then having the reveal, which should work here. we'll pause to go and see some stuff. Obviously made that effect of this is where Batman's talking to you and asking for your help of this is where we need to head to Arkham and find the toxin, and then you would have the Batwing here, and then you would have Batman sitting here on his computer. I used to have a lot more screens that would play in the background, and then obviously the old Batmobile. But yeah, it's a pretty cool cave. We'll come back and fly through here in the daytime to show it off, but we have a shark swimming and everything with the old animatronics. But it's pretty much after Batman would talk to you, the coaster would launch, and this is where we'd have our waterfall jump. So you can see this is our big splash that takes off when we jump through the tunnel. It flies in the air and then lands. So this is why my top 10 things for Planet Coaster, I wish for the invisible track, because when you watch that, you pretty much see the track in the whole thing. So it was really fun trying to build things out of. The story doesn't really have to make sense of how you end up in the Batcave or how close Arkham is to Wayne Manor. So it was fun just to play around with things like that. But pretty much shoot out, land, take a big swing to the right, and then as you can see I'm filming other stuff here, and then we make our way to Arkham. So there was lightning and other different little things like the Wayne Manor that you'd be able to see in the distance. As you can see, it's all built weirdly, because when you film, as I said before, you literally only need to film what you know the camera's going to see. There's literally no point building all this stuff back here if you're not going to see it. Like it's going that quick that you might get a glimpse of Wayne Manor, like if I go like this, and you might put it together that, hey, that's Wayne Manor. So then we cheat by building hills and trees and whatever else on our way to Arkham. And then obviously Arkham itself is my Arkham Asylum coaster ride from Movie World when I recreated that. So it was really easy to finish that. The gates break open. Batman drives us up over this fountain and into Arkham Asylum itself. So a lot of the animatronics no longer work, but these inmates walk and such with the sequence that it's going. As you can see, only add what you need to add. So if I'm here, the camera literally is only ever going to see this. So I don't need to build out that whole hallway. I just go, okay, they're going to come in here, you're going to see this. And that's all you've got to think of when building this stuff. We've obviously got adding stuff on the other side that you can sort of see as well. Pauses here. Joker kills these guards. We have a couple of guards here that are set up to fly back and reveal, because the camera sits about here. So you see all of this. So you can see them dying. You see them fly back, and then this is when we enter that asylum itself, and then it goes into the next part of what's happening. If I could show you what that ending sequence is like. Let's see. Joker's gas, windows shutter, and the guards are gone, and then windows are popping. I wanted to have water effects coming out on the other side, and then we would drive through the tunnel and take off. But yeah, really fun to recreate, just having different effects and such. Like you can see all the sparks and whatever else that are set to give that extra depth in something that you're going to see for 2 seconds as you fly past really quick. I wonder if I have a sequencer set up for these. I might have just had some things just linked to the coaster. So that's why I'm like, maybe it won't be there. No. But yeah, you can see like even with the buildings, there's nothing to Arkham Asylum. It's literally just a couple of walls. But if you're not going to see it, there's no point to build it, because you're just seeing that frontward facing camera, and it looks like sort of Arkham Asylum's there, but it's not really. So I know I'm flying through these pretty quick to show you my filming process. This is what I used to use to film most of my scenes. So if I jump on, I'll be able to show you. No, I won't. How I used to film stuff. So you'll be able to set up your camera, whatever else. And then hopefully this works properly still after all these years. This is the scene when the Joker's escaping Arkham and the cops are helping. Yeah, there you go. And we used to have these cool stunt effects. I think I had the camera following like that. Let's do it again. So pretty much Joker's escaping Arkham. The police are chasing. One of the goons hangs out the car, shoots the cop car, and it flips, and then I'll show you. Yeah. So go like that. And then we had the continuation of that shot over here, which I think is this one. Maybe this one? Might be. Yeah, so we had the continuation of that shot, and then I flew up here as if there's a sign for Gotham City showing that Gotham's ahead, and then we hint to the bridge that we had, and like Gotham is in the distance and is a lot closer to Arkham than what people think. But it's really cool when you go back and look at stuff like that. But yeah, this just trying to show you how to do things. So, and now to finish it off, we have our finale. So we've pretty much gone around, done the elevator, done the subway escape scene, entered the Batcave, entered Arkham, and then we're setting up for our finale. So you've driven through Arkham, and now you're hitting the end. And lucky for us, the coaster section is set up, so I will be able to hopefully show you the layout of it. So I like to do this in an empty park so that you can really nail down your sequences and such, but it's pretty much just set up to like explore Arkham Asylum. Like nothing's really meant to make sense. As you can see, our coaster's already here taking off for the finale scene. I should have pressed stop on that. I'll show you it at night in a second so that you can see how I filmed it and such, but as you can see, it's just building out different parts of what story that I wanted, and obviously you finding the Joker in here with the toxin, it ends up exploding, you take off. This should be... oh, it's not there anymore. This should be black tar. You can see all my fireworks and such. And the way that the coaster track twists and bends to make them it look like the Batmobile or the vehicle is screeching and turning and whatever else as you go along. But we go up here, we ended up in a car park, swing a big left turn, roofs are crumbling down, it's all falling apart. And then once we get up here, we have a pause section of the ride. And then as the finale is going off, the sides of the buildings are exploding. These are the rock things that fall. And then if you do them in a proper sequence, it will hopefully, if I can click this here, hopefully it will look like the roof is collapsing as you take off. So all these explosions are happening. Big finale. Roof falls as it's accelerating for the last big jump over and lands on the bridge. But I'll show you it all set up in the thing. But this was just to set it up as I need to be able to make sure it works over and over again. So we go to our camera angle, go to our other side, and then just make sure that you can't see the coaster. And then you can go all the way to the right if you want to. But I like to keep it just a little bit forwards. It's all experimentation on what you will use and such. Might go like there maybe. So Batman starts to bash Joker inside there. Something goes wrong, Batman says you need to get out of here, building starts exploding, lava everywhere for some reason. Different explosions as we go, sorry for those that do get motion sick, but you're taking off, up we go, helicopter flying around, up we go again. Joker blows up the building, helicopter's saying to get out of there, you take off, and jump just in time. It's really really cool to see when things work, especially when like your helicopter flies around perfectly. But of course it's two helicopters. One flies around for the low shot, the other for the high one. Let's try and see it at night to try and really show off how cool it looks. Because, actually that's not right in it. Let's fly around and make people even more sick. So as you can see, everything's pretty dark. When the coaster comes in, all the lights will start triggering and such. The fireworks, you literally only have to have things like, see how they can just sit right in front of it, but you'll never see that on camera. And that's the whole point of, hopefully you can do as many camera tricks as you want to hide as much as you can. But the ride vehicle enters. stuff starts going wrong. We had it to where it blew up and ran underneath here. Obviously the fire runs when it takes off. With the thing. Things start exploding. We'll go up here. Can you imagine it running along there? The helicopter will trigger for the ghost. Up here, I wanted to have like Joker here shooting at the guests, which you'll see in the next one. The explosions start happening. Get out of there. Take off with a big jump. Okay. Now, what I would do is I would just copy this into a and then just add it straight into the existing city. So obviously we had the initial track that was over here. Delete all that because you're not going to see. You're literally only going to see what you want to see. So the problem I had is when I did this bridge jump was I only had the one bridge along here. And obviously if you're landing in here, it only looks tiny for the bridge. So just duplicate it over, add a random thing in the middle, add different crash things and whatever else to fill out the scene itself. We have the cool Wilhelm screen when this poor guard gets hit with the cop car and flies into the water. Takes off here, very violent here, probably too violent for back in the day. Fly around here, she passes away as well, and then this is where you end up back into the GCPD. So as the car's driving in here, that's when the doors will open and then you'll drive through into the Gotham City Police Department. So the whole point of the city is just to be a backdrop. I love these pieces, I wish we could get them. What better way to make it look like there's police lights and sirens than just having two lights rotating. Same as out here. These lights here are just big floodlights, which I really wish we could still have. But to show you, I won't be able to see much, I don't think. Hopefully that takes off. Now it's up. So you just add different layers. It's just adding what does the camera see, what is it doing, what are guests going to be able to see in the video, exporting that, seeing what works, what doesn't work, and then obviously adjusting and coming along to make sure things keep running smoothly. So same scene, same exact everything. We'll go up here and then see, like for this, all we had to do was put fake buildings around the side to make it look like, oh, okay, there's city around it. It's not just emptiness. And I don't think the helicopter still runs. I think it only does the top now. But you can see now I have the Joker up here who shoots at the guests, which is what you'll see in a second. Triggering the final sequence. There you go. He shoots at them. Guests make the big jump over into the bridge. Flies along here as different things are triggering as they go along. And then we end up into the GCPD for the finale. So let's have a little ride first. And then we can wrap this video up. Whoop, I can't click on it for some reason. The bridge is too far in the way. Okay, let's try this side. You have your hero side that you really want people to look at, but when you start really having fun with this, you'll add it to both sides. Explosion goes off, we take off. Whoops. Maybe don't have it on fast forward. Takes off, helicopter flying around. Quick, you need to get out of here. We do our big jump. Whoa, across the bay, into the bridge. Stuff's all happening. That guy dies. Jump again for some reason. Keep rolling along. Helicopters crash now. And then, because it slows down, that's when you would have the vehicle take off into the other side. I'll show you the other side because I feel like you got cheated by the... we've been in fast forward. Just to show you the other side. Things start going wrong, as they always do, and we take off. Like a lot of things that move so quick that you don't really have to worry about lining things up or making sure everything's perfect, because see, like, you're only going to see the Joker for that one quick frame. Then we do a big jump, take off. there you go. All set up. So that is pretty much all that I have remaining for Batman Escape from Gotham. I am sadly starting to delete all of these old saves to save a lot of space from my hard drive that I didn't know was still on here, was all these saves. Obviously I deleted Planet Coaster, but didn't delete any of the save files, so yeah, it's been cool to rediscover everything that was in here. I can see if there's still... I don't think there's any more sequency here for this. Oh, there might be. You might be in luck. I don't think that train's even in there anymore, is it? Might be a train sitting back here. Oh, there is. We'll see what happens. Something went off behind me. Nothing. Doesn't look like there's any other triggers here. It's been so long I won't remember where any of them were, which sucks. But yeah, if you watch it, that I can pretty much just do it like that. That train comes out, and then as you're driving along there, it crashes next to you. This explodes, goes off, and everything is designed to work together and hopefully give the illusion that it's very chaotic in the city of what's going on. There should be one back here for these buildings too. This is for that building. So you used to be able to get some cool effects. I really hope the studio pack comes back. Hopefully in a more bigger format too, because that would be really cool, especially like filming shows and such, like for your onboard videos. If they could make that way easier with an invisible track and whatever else. And as you can see, it's literally just thrown together of, like, if you're not going to see it, you don't need to see it. So it's like, oh, here's my cool GCPD logo. Looks like there used to be something big here. So you can tell that it's literally just building layer upon layer of, what do I need? Okay, I need a city scene. Okay, well, I'm going to build that. Then, okay, I need the finale. So then, okay, well, I don't need any of the stuff that I've already filmed. Let's just film the finale. So that's just literally throwing it out, putting the new thing in place, and then just snowballing it like that. But if you do have any questions, please put them in the comments. I'd love to answer them and help you out if you're trying to design these things. Let me know what you think. We'll go and have a quick look at Wayne Tower, which is just the Empire State Building with a W on it. As you can see, you're so far away that you don't even see any of these things that are lighting it up at night. Oh. So you're not going to really see them from all the way back here. Just to give the idea of what's going on. And a clock tower for some reason. You know? Because that's how we do things. Weird. The sequences over here though. What do these do? Oh, lightning. Gotcha. Oops. Yeah. This is what I used to do. So I had like little into big. So that when you would sit back here and you look at lightning strikes, it looks like a massive. See? A lot of different camera tricks and such that we used to use back in the day. So let's say you've filmed everything you need to know how to upload your screens. Well, lucky for you, I've already created a 5-minute custom screen guide that you can literally watch now and get things done quicker than ever, especially with all the new screens in Planet Coaster 2. So I've already got you covered on that, but if you do have any questions, please, I am here for you to reach out and ask questions. But that's pretty much it for Batman Escape from Gotham. Please let me know what you think in the comments, or whether you think that you're going to create a ride such as this. If so, hey, I'd love to see it. I'd love to check it out when you're finished. But other than that, make sure you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.